within the sector. Good evening and welcome to Botswana Tonight, Ben.
Good evening, Kemiso, and good evening to the viewers.
Now, we understand, as per the introduction, that on the 28th of November, it's actually Innovation Botswana Day. Perhaps just give us a brief background into why it is important to have such a day. What does it speak to? What does it speak to, and what does it really address?
Okay, so Innovation Botswana Day is a day where we celebrate innovations. It's a day where we showcase innovations by Botswana. The vision of Innovation Botswana Day stems from the mandate of Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub. Our primary purpose is to nurture, to grow innovative startups so that they can produce products and services beyond just mere ideas. They can turn them into prototypes, they can turn them into services and products that go into the market, that add value to the customer, so that the customer buys that those services. That's how an innovator makes income.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the idea that it's Botswana Day, to me, suggests that we are talking about innovators across the length and breadth of Botswana. So in terms of the innovator themselves, who actually participates in a day like this, where do they come from? And when we talk innovation, are there specific sectors, industries that we're looking at?
The beauty about innovation is that it cuts across all industries. So when we made preparations for the day, we went across the country looking for exhibitors to come and showcase their products. So we went as far as Totume, Marapong, Bubonong, Maung. The beauty about the road shows that we did, we met even young people. Let me give you an example of who we met in Maung, who does an innovation that we hope to showcase on the 28th of November, this coming Thursday. We met a young man who goes to Maung Senior Secondary School. Where they reside is a scrap yard. There's scrap metal. So what he did is he molded a scooter that he uses to commute to school. What he did is he engineered a motor into that scooter. So he uses it to commute to school. So innovation, we talk about efficiencies. So innovators are able to raise productivity, so to speak. So these are students that will showcase at Innovation Botswana Day on the 28th of November. These are innovators that already have products in the market or in the shelves. That is just to amplify their efforts so that more customers can be able to see them. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you talk about an example of the young men in Tutume. Let's just talk about, are we able to speak to whether we see young girls, women coming to the fold? And when you talk about to exhibit, who are they exhibiting to? Is it you as a hub? Is it to potential investors? Who exactly are they showcasing to?
Okay, they are showcasing to the general public, so to speak. We are inviting the public to come and view these exhibitions free of charge. They are exhibiting to potential investors, like you said, potential customers. They're also exhibiting to young people just like themselves to inspire them. So one thing that I need to mention is during the day we have aggregated learners from different schools around Gaborone and in Gaborone, in the Kwenan district, in the Katlan district. So we're expecting about 600 students to come, not 600, 300 students to come and view these exhibitions, to touch, to feel, to smell. And we talk about inspiration when we do so, because we want them to see that indeed you can follow your passion, you can develop your idea, you can turn it into business that can generate income for you. And that's where we we talk about economic diversification. I mean, if you look at the example that I gave of a young man in Maun Senior Secondary School, that's a genius, to borrow Mr. President's word. He says students need to find that genius element. And, you know, if he continues to really follow his passion, we're looking at somebody who is biased towards engineering. And, you know, we need innovators to really transform our economy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that part of the idea is to exhibit, show what creatives or what products or services that they've come up with to go into to the market. You mentioned that some of them are already in the market. 6 years into Innovation Botswana Day, what specific services, products, apps can we really talk about and say this is purely something that has come through Innovation Botswana Day or has come through BDIH?
All right, there's a number of them. If you look, for example, at a product or a solution called a Classmate, they have been through our interventions through the programs, the incubation and acceleration program. And they were able to entice the market and get a buyer. Which is BTC. So Classmate is an online platform where you get education beyond the classroom. It bridges the gap between the classroom and home, so that students always have a teacher in the form of online material that they can learn. You look at some applications, PCG softwares. Those are innovations that have come through what we call skills ranker, where we aggregate ICT skills. Those young developers, those programmers, we say, come and rank your skills. Come and put through your CVs, so to speak, so that potential employers can recognize you, can hire you. So I'm glad to say that there's been about 3,000 registration in the skills ranker. So that goes to show that, you know, young people are hungry for platforms. So if you look at what we have also achieved in the space of the hackathons, we have done hackathons I think for the past 3 years in the Innovation Botswana Day. And we are able to showcase those solutions to challenges. Let me give you an example of one solution that came out of a hackathon where we worked with the private sector. It was BIHL, Mugwebi Quest. We aggregated young people, and they came and they hacked what BIHL had as a challenge, and they were able to be contracted and develop a fully fledged solution. There are many examples where young people have shown that indeed innovation does work, and innovation does bring efficiencies in the workplace, at home, wherever.
Okay. Now, one would also wonder, I hear the examples that you give with local entities, and I'm curious to find out from an international perspective. We are part of the global economy. We are told that we've got so much market access. So through either the efforts of BDIH or through Innovation Botswana Day, what would it take for us to have that Elon Musk version of Botswana in terms of the services, the products, to have a Steve Jobs, to have, you know, so many people that we could reference, to have an M-Pesa, for example, in Kenya, let me not just go elsewhere, that you could actually export and sell to others, or even collaborate with others internationally?
Yeah, I think you already touched on that as you asking the question. It would take collaboration, and that is collaboration with international partners. And if you look at our journey, we have been able to foster quite significant collaborations. You speak about M-Pesa in Kenya. I want to mention that our own startup called Ipache Capital, we have been able to expose him to international markets. As we speak, he does a solution that makes it easier for SMMEs to do record keeping so that they are able to access financial funding from financial institutions. He is making inroads as we speak in the Kenyan market. So, you know, for us, it's the global community is your customer, just like you mentioned. So it would take a lot of collaboration, and we have seen quite a bit also in that space. If I just give an example, we had a collaboration with an organization called SAIC, Southern Africa Innovation Support, where we as innovation hubs from Botswana, Zambia, Namibia, Tanzania, and South Africa, we come together and we are able to access funding from the previous 3 years or 4 years. That SAIC collaboration was sponsored by the government of Finland. So we have been able to get mobility funding. So mobility funding is very critical in the process of innovation because you are able to expose the startups to the global markets. We've been able to take our startups to places like Finland, where there is the biggest startup competition, and be able to pitch, and some of the deals or some of the partnerships that they then pursue come from that exposure that we create.
Okay.
Yeah.
You speak about exposure. I want to speak about Diatech, which is housed at BDIH,
Yes.
and they actually produce computers. And I'm curious to find out, in terms of saying, we've got citizens here that are producing X. It may be an app, it may be Diatech, but in terms of really procuring the market and making them sort of favorable locally, is there anything that you're doing in that space to ensure that wherever you go, citizens and coffee shops are not carrying what I'm carrying now? Perhaps I'm carrying a Diatech gadget, or I'm carrying a Ms. Ben app, or anything like that.
Yeah, we do quite a lot in that space. You know, speaking about Diatech as an example, not so long ago we were in Maung and Kasani. We're doing coffee sessions, which are conversations that we seek to inspire young people, innovators, and so forth. You know, when we got him Diatech as an innovator who has done it for so long, and he was speaking to our innovators in Maung and in Kasani to say, look, you are innovators and you are also the market. You need to test, you need to give feedback on the products that we produce. You know, one of the things that innovators do mention as a challenge is access to market. And, you know, I sit here and say that is not a big challenge in our view because, like you said, the international market is open. If you really produce something that adds value, especially that solves real challenges, you are able to take your product here anyway. And you know, we often emphasize as the BDIH that homegrown products are what we should pride ourselves with. We must all carry that Diatech mobile phone. We must consume our home grown products, so that then if they need to do any improvements, we are the first ones that say here is room for improvement so that you can go into the global market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, perhaps when you talk about quite often people saying the market access to the market is a challenge, I think it's something that really cuts across beyond innovators and entrepreneurs. Are there any specific then programs or projects that you have embarked on to really facilitate that access to the world, to the international community?
Yeah, I spoke about the international partners that we have established over the years. So if you look at a partner such as SenBio, Southern Africa Innovations in Biosciences. That is a program that we ran for about 4 years, where again there was funding specifically to female innovators, and we've been able to take these female innovators to international markets. If I give you an example of Maungo Crafts, I'm sure you have seen it in the markets where they produce quality gems and the like. So we have been able to take them, as we speak, they are selling in 5 different international markets. And over and above that, some of the interventions, you know, funding is also one thing that is referred to as a challenge. But at BDIH, we don't just fold our arms and say, you know, there's very little that we can do because there is less funding in the area of incubation and acceleration. We have other partners, even locally, a partner such as Angel Network Botswana. We have been able to knock at their doors and say, we have startups that have investable ideas. So Angel Network Botswana is a consortium of high net worth individuals that are willing to invest, put in money in investable
So they're angel
products.
investors.
They are angel investors. They got money. They got money and they are willing to put in that money in investable projects. Let me give you an example of one of the startups that we have created that platform for. It's a product called Go Smart Value by Vantage Property. I'm sure you have heard about it. It does smart calculations of valuations based online. Another one is the one that I just mentioned, Maungo Craft. They were funded by Angel Network Botswana. So those are some of the examples of the platforms that we really use to take our innovators to the international market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, perhaps let's just cast our eye again to Innovation Botswana Day. We've got a number of other entities. You mentioned BTC earlier on. They have a hub. You've got your oranges. They've got a hub. On a day like this, or they've got incubators. On a day like this, are you collaborating with all of them such that you are able to really derive the best out of the best? Who else are you partnering with on a day like this?
Yeah, interesting question that you just asked. You know, we have a number of activities lined up on the day, 28th of November. We have a pitch session that is sponsored by Mascom. So what we did is we sent a call for application out and said, innovators, if you feel you got the best solution, come and take it to the stage and pitch your solution in just under 3 minutes. Let the judges judge, let the viewers or the market be your customer, pitch to the investors, pitch to potential collaborations with other innovators. So the Mascom pitch session is sponsored by Mascom, obviously, and the prize money is just a cherry on top, because when you pitch just under 3 minutes, you are able to hone your skill in terms of how you package your product. Because you never know, you can meet an investor just by the lift, and in less than 3 minutes, you should have sold your innovation.
Pitch.
The elevator
Yes,
pitch, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Besides the pitching exercise, what
Yes.
else? What are the expectations?
Yes, we have the exhibitions. So as the program starts at 8:30, obviously with talks, with the keynote address, we are happy to welcome our new minister, Honorable David Tsere. He will be officiating. As we do so, the exhibitors are running concurrently. So this is where we would have the students coming in. We would have workshops again arranged for the students, where we're teaching them things like robotics, cyber security, where we're teaching them hacking and so forth. And we've been able to consolidate or assemble all those workshops through another partnership with Okavango Diamond Company, because they also appreciate the importance of really inspiring these young minds at a young age.
Why does it sound like there's a bias towards students, and yet innovators are everywhere?
Yes, it's intentional that we want to catch them whilst young. You know, the conference will be occupied by industry leaders, by innovators themselves. But the students, we want them to come and experience the innovations, the exhibitions. We want them to come and play tech games. We're taking them away from school where the syllabus is very tough and you have to listen and answer questions, to an environment that inspires innovation. They will play tech games. We will give them that breather whilst they still continue to learn, but in a fun manner.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Brandon, Communication Manager at Botswana Digital and Innovation Hub, Ms. Kemiso Ben, speaking to us about Innovation Botswana Day, that all you are welcome to actually attend. Come see the innovation that our brilliant young minds and old minds have been able to come up with. Come invest if you can invest, come give feedback, ask questions so that we are able to harness those creativity juices and get the innovations that actually speak and address solutions of the current societal challenges.
The all-new #PushaBW at a Chencheng Show, hosted by Khao Nadindwe and Sean Mongatane on BTV News Channel 289 every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Sitting down with some of Botswana's most exciting entrepreneurs and telling the stories behind some of our country's biggest brands and businesses. Tune in for a front row seat to some of the business decisions, challenges, and innovative ideas that have shaped proudly Botswana's businesses. The PushaBW at a Chencheng Show on BTV News Channel 289, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Proudly brought to you by Botswana Investment and Trade Center and Mindset Change Botswana.
Welcome